I'm Gabriel Lewis, and thank you for tuning in to my YouTube channel. It's entitled, I'm Fat, but I'm Not Ashamed. You see, I've made up in my mind, I just turned 63 years old this year, and all of my life, I have sacrificed for other people. I've sacrificed and made other people's dreams come true. And you know, I had a near-death experience, and it was a wake-up call for me. That now that I've taken care of everybody, I'm going to start taking care of myself. And so that's why I made up my mind to say I'm fat and I'm not ashamed. At this point in my life, from here on out, I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to affirm me. And I'm going to transform me. So I thank you. If this is your first time tuning in to my YouTube channel, go ahead and click subscribe right now. And do me a favor. Push share and push like. Tell your friends that there's somebody on YouTube that's talking some good stuff. And I just wanted to share just a few things. And this is another favorite passage of scripture of mine that I wanted to read to you real quick. One of my favorite passages is found in Philippians chapter 3, verse 13 and 14. And I love this passage. No, dear brothers, I am still not all that I should be. Nobody's there. But I am bringing all my energies to bear on this one thing, forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. I strain to reach the end of the race and receive the prize for which God is calling us to heaven because of what Christ Jesus did for us. Just want to talk about don't look back. That's what I want to talk about. Don't look back. You know, I know I just read Bible, but there was an old song that came to my mind when I was thinking about this stuff. You remember the Temptations, don't you? They wrote a big hit back in the 60s entitled Don't Look Back. I want to borrow a few of those words. If it's love that you're running from, there's no hiding place. You can't run, you can't hide. Love has problems, I know, but they're problems that we'll just have to face. So if you just put your hand in mine, we're going to leave all our troubles behind. Keep on walking, don't look back. And then I like a part in this song. He said, don't look back because the place is behind you. Let them remind you, if it's first love that broke your heart, there's nothing that can be done. 3 lifelong lessons that I want to share with you about don't looking back. The text tells us, number 1, we got to learn to forget the pains of the past. One of the things that will stunt our growth, one of the things that will halt our progress, if we focus on yesterday more than today. So you got to learn to forget the pains of the past. All of us have made mistakes. All of us have messed up. All of us have done things that we wish we had never done. But you can't let what you did yesterday hold you back from moving on today. So you got to forget the pains of the past. You got to let that go. You know, there's a reason. You notice when you're driving a car, there's a reason that the rear view mirror is much smaller than the windshield. That's because the designer of the automobile wants you to look ahead far more than you looking behind. So if you're going to get through this life, you can't be remembering all your mistakes. Yeah, you're going to cheat, you're going to slip off, you're going to go on off your diet, you might eat a little candy bar, eat a little this, but don't let the pains of yesterday stop you today. But the second thing I want you to learn from this lesson, you got to learn to focus on the present. Focus on the present. There was a doctor once that told me one of his close friends was a race car driver instructor, and he said, you know, one of the most unusual things that they would teach every race car driver is how to come out of a skid. And so he says what most people do when they're driving a race car and they're getting ready to get in an accident, they freeze like a deer in headlights. And he says what happens is the instructor will reach over, grab the chin of the driver and turn it. And he says, you know what miraculously happens? That immediately the car will begin to go in the direction out of the skid. You know why? He said this. He says, whatever you focus on is what you'll run into. Man, that was a life lesson for me. Whatever you focus, whatever you look at, whatever you fixed on, if you fix your mind on problems, if you fix your mind on your weaknesses, you're going to run into that. So you got to remember, you got to focus on the present and not worry about the future or the past. But then the third thing in this text, it teaches me, we got to learn to fight with all of our might to secure our futures. You know, nothing come easy in this life. If we're going to be successful in our future, we got to fight like all outdoors. We got to give it all we got. That's why the text says, forget those things behind. I press toward the mark. I strain to reach my goal. I strain for my purpose. I strain for success. You know, I want to leave this thought with you. You know, I got a very wise dad. And my dad used to tell me this, especially when I get so frustrated, you know, and I come up on a fed. This is what Dad used to say. He said, son, he said, you can't change yesterday. He said, you have no claim on the future. So since yesterday is a canceled check, tomorrow is a promissory note. He said, today is ready cash. Spend that wisely. I want you to know that no matter how many mistakes you made yesterday, you don't know what's getting ready to come in the future. I want you to focus on your today. Focus on your health. Focus on your relationships. Focus on your loved ones. And life will treat you right. You know what? My name is Gabriel. And I'm fat. And I'm not ashamed. Keep focusing on yourself. Keep affirming yourself. And keep transforming yourself. Remember, click subscribe. Click like. And click share. And I'll see you next time on I'm Fat and I'm Not Ashamed.